Is it true that Steve and Bernie butted heads?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they were the kind of guys that they both
They were.
alpha male.
Is it genuine that Stephen and Bernie butted hands? Better believe it. No doubt, I mean, you realize they were the sort of folks that the two of them dominant men. I met Bernie forever, and a day prior, when I used to have a golf competition down in Bermuda. And a Bernie was the feature of my parody Bernie. I, you realize, felt, as he would have rather not done it any longer, he was on his own way. And Steve Soa, have you at any point thought about what happens when two significant stars butt heads? Well, support yourself since today. We're plunging profound into a red-hot confrontation where, in all honesty, Samuel L. Jackson challenges Steve Harvey's self-declared title as the ruler of parody. Trust us. This is a tea spill you won't have any desire to miss. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Secret Life Station. And picture this: Chicago Samuel L. Jackson and a round of golf, yet not simply with anybody, it was with Bernie Macintosh. When I came to Chicago, and I was doing moderator, Bernie dealt with me, he took me out to play golf. As a matter of fact, yet, with regards to Steve Harvey Jackson's tone shifts, he referenced, I hear you all take relaxes together on the opposite side. Well, we get on the boat with enchantment and treats Steve and Marjorie have their own boats stand by why the adjustment of energies, while referencing Steve Robust recommends Steve could have stepped on certain toes, jump further. And we uncover the perplexing connection among Jackson and Harvey. Well, you figure these two big cheeses would be in cahoots given their remaining in the business and shared racial foundation. You were unable to be all the more off-base Jackson's experiences, with Harvey nearly nada. As a matter of fact, Jackson has unpretentiously dropped hints in past meetings that he isn't an individual from the Steve Harvey energetic group of followers. I have companions that I look into one day, and I understand we've accomplished something that we discussed. Might it at some point be simple competition between two driving television symbols? Or is the plot murkier? Jackson's interpretation of Harvey isn't just about a strategic advantage. It digs into the set of experiences with Bernie Macintosh. The comic many case, Harvey had a grievance, WID Harvey, with his dangerously sharp mind on the radio, at his famous daytime television show. Cut out a name for himself, yet engage is emotional. Right, Harvey's honors are by the drove. A terrific professional comic, an honor-winning television symbol on smash hit essayist, wise money manager, and humanitarian. Yet Jackson, he's not accepting what Harvey's selling, while many dark VIPs will generally frame securities like Jackson's brotherhood with Bernie Macintosh and Harvey's friendliness. With Martin Lawrence, Jackson and Harvey oppose this norm. It's an inquisitive instance of one having an issue that remains to be worked out with the other. While the last option tracks on eggshells, yet he forever was completely open for that. And he never lost being that youngster from Chicago that needed to fulfill everyone giggle and keep everyone digging into this elite spat. It becomes obvious that Jackson harbors questions about Harvey's public picture. His wariness isn't restricted to murmurs. He raised the stakes by sharing a memory of their abnormal meeting and course to the sea a few years back. So what's fermenting? Once upon a time, gleaming previews of Jackson Harvey and their particular spouses traveling and celebrating the good life, how to throw down good time polished titles, declared life on the sea. Rave Paul calls appreciate July 4th on extravagance yacht face. The account indicated an expanding fellowship, yet as it frequently occurs in Tinseltown, things aren't generally what they appear. Jackson later pulled back the drape, explaining that their sea meeting was simply unintentional, nothing prearranged. The feeling an uncomfortable relationship underneath those sundoused photographs. Yet why this chilly air? We should rewind to the satire circuits of the mid-2000s. Here, one more name gets tossed in, with a general mishmash. Bernie Macintosh. Word on the grapevine is that while Mac and Harvey were apparently cooperative people in the parody field, in the background dramatization laid out an alternate picture, Harvey appeared to have been determined to eclipse Macintosh, a move very repulsive, given they were both going for the gold. Bernie said in the GQ article, that when he got Season 11, Steve had connected with the makers and said he figured he would be a superior fit and attempted to get the part on the off chance that you have a decent memory. Or simply love parody, you'd recall the famous unique rulers of parody shows yet for the people who passed up a major opportunity. This was the fantastic stage that launched Harvey close by other comedic gifts, like D.L. Hewley Cedric the Performer, and the previously mentioned Bernie Matcintosh into the satire. Stratosphere their thundering achievement wasn't in the numbers. This show reimagined parody. For a long time into the future, they were the brilliant four, examining everything from African American encounters to the clever complexities of social subtleties. While Harvey fame rose with his own program, and his talent for perky crowd chat, Bernie Matcintosh was all the rage doll was riding his prosperity wave. And Harvey, however smooth in front of an audience, was more fierce off it. He'd in some cases broil crowd individuals about their style decisions, or make future vocation expectations conversely. Bernie Macintosh's style was crude and strong. He didn't go for the gold, hit the further ropes of society crucial issues. The propensity proposes that Harvey could have felt eclipsed by Bernie's champion style, and which began as expert contention, gathered momentum into individual enmity. You feel that the hamburger between Bernie Macintosh and Steve Harvey was on the grounds that Steve Harvey was getting a ton of organization love during the time and Bernie Macintosh, not really, no doubt. And afterward Bernie began to get it. Currently murmurs from their internal circle proposes that this wasn't. With ongoing disclosures, the world is a buzz sorting out this VIP jigsaw. The grapevine hummed with murmurs that Bernie Macintosh and Steve Harvey clashed during their stretch in the popular unique Lords of Parody visits. Now the real truth is out in the open individual visit part. Cedric the Performer spilled a few beans on Shannon Sharpie's digital broadcast Club Shia, affirming better believe it. Definitely, I mean you realize they were areas of strength for both. You realize they just had various perspectives. Yet in the end, they figured out how to manage it. Cedric further uncovered that their friction joined with an advertiser's inner self tragically prevented them from gracing the stage together again. In a 2003 meeting with GQ magazine, Mac indicated Harvey's green-eyed beast, guaranteeing Harvey had a go at undermining his film jobs. Harvey, in 2010, communicated being injured by Mac's comments. One insider shared within Scoop, charging that when Bernie Macintosh scored a job in the Season 11 establishment, Harvey, driven by jealousy, endeavored to grab it away regardless of whether it implied accepting a decrease in salary. Currently consider this Macintosh and Hollywood symbol. Samuel L. Jackson were more tight than most understood. Their brotherhood wasn't restricted to co-featuring in Soulman. Jackson has over the long run genuinely pondered their security and the dreamlike sensation of Mac's less than ideal flight before the movie's delivery. He admitted we used to discuss exploding and being renowned and doing everything and all of that, yet their elegant timetables restricted their home bases. The end credits of Soul Men bore a genuine recognition for Bernie Macintosh and Isaac Hayes. It was a move recommended by Jackson, repeating opinions shared by Chief Malcolm D. Lee, who thought back, I haven't exactly handled that Bernie is gone with Jackson and Mac sharing such a significant security. It's no big surprise Jackson could hold misgivings about Harvey, particularly after Bernie's authentic disclosures. Harvey then again indicated an all-substitute form of their story during a discussion with Ed Gordon's show on Dark Amusement TV. Yet as consistently Tinseltown stories have numerous aspects, Sogu's telling every bit of relevant information. Just before we went out in front of an audience on the ruler to a burner used to pat us all burners athletic fella, so he used to pat us on the apparatus. And like ball players, yet when Gordon put Harvey in a tough situation, the show couldn't avoid tending to the murmured conflict. Harvey affirmed the pressure started after that dubious GQ article, where Mac implied that Harvey's jealousy went past simple rivalry and into effectively obstructing his chances. Harvey's reaction, He conceded the article stung. I was irritated, with first, since it wasn't accurate. He demanded me and Bernie had a ton of great times together. And afterward this article in GQ emerged, and put this load of horrible stuff in there. He said he never said I needed to trust him at him. Stories go, Harvey claims. He stood up to Macintosh about the meetings, claims B said. He never said it. I needed to believe him at him, uncovered Harvey. And in a wind, he credited Bernie's widow, Rhonda McCullough, with assisting him with finding conclusion. Rhonda surprised